Cosmic Alternative Music.
Hi, it's Neil from Cosmic Alternative Music here. Today I'm going to be having a look at Blood Oaths of the New Blues from Wood and Wand. Now, almost every review of this album refers to the fact that Blood Oaths of the New Blues is the latest in a discography spanning 100 plus releases from James Jackson Toth, aka Wood and Wand. I first heard of him a few years back when Uncut magazine included Portrait in the Clouds on a CD highlighting the new Weird America. This was alongside artists like Sunburned Hand of the Man, PG6 and Dead Meadow. And as fine as the tune was, I never got round to investigating him any further, possibly because I'd heard how prolific he was. Where do you start with him? But positive reviews of his last couple of albums and the convenience of Spotify convinced me to check this latest release out. And any preconceived notions I had about how prolific must also equal half-assed or just churned out were immediately forgotten. Nothing about this record sounds half-baked or tossed off. Everything just feels perfectly measured, from the pacing, which rarely reaches even mid-tempo, to the immaculate texture, which is an equal parts warm, equal parts haunted mix of harmonium and organ drone, percussion and steel guitar. On top of it all, Toth's rich Americana drawl tells tales often tinged with darkness, in lines both matter-of-fact candid and beguilingly cryptic, usually within the same song. Those tales range from a road trip to a blues festival that turns very introspective and forlorn after the pills kick in on Outsider Blues, to a first-hand account, without glorification or condemnation, of doomed Colorado bank-robbing siblings, the Doherty Gang. That's on South Colorado Song. And then there's a lament for innocent souls executed by the state on Dungeon of Irons. And after that it gets even darker still. Ironically though, the darkest song lyrically is the most musically brazen. Supermoon, the sounding line, could easily have come from the pen of drive-by truckers Mike Cooley, and from me there's no higher compliment. Now, initially the breezy mix of gorgeous pedal steel and Janet Simpson's background harmonies feel like a pleasant respite from the pervading gloom. Then you realise the narrator is planning his suicide. And yet, to perceive this album as a relentless trawl down the dark side of the road would be a massive disservice. Ignoring the sporadic humour, such as the argument over whether You Gotta Move from Sticky Fingers is a blues song, or the idyllic vision of life with no debts, no lines, no postponement of dreams that we ultimately depart on, which is reminiscent of Springsteen's decision to end Nebraska with a glimmer of hope in Reasons to Believe. In fact, Nebraska tends to be the go-to benchmark against which all these intimate albums are measured. But Toth employs a richer musical palette that we heard on Bruce's Stark masterpiece, meaning the album I keep thinking of is the Cowboy Junkies candlelit classic, The Trinity Sessions. Similarly, Bon Iver fans, me included, who weren't entirely sold on his eponymous second album, will find much to love here. I was so taken with this record I checked out its predecessor, Briarwood, which is an altogether more raw and raucous affair. Clearly enthralled to Crazy Horse by the way of Green on Red, and Toth himself had referred to Blood Oaths as the early morning come down after Briarwood's wild night out. These two albums mark the first time in a career characterised by unpredictability that back-to-back records have been recorded with the same band. Given his history, it would be foolish to expect that stability to be maintained. But Blood Oaths is so assured, you can't help but hope he does the most unexpected thing of all and sticks with it. We've given this a rating of 80 out of a possible 100, and you can grab it now on Fire Records.
CosmicAlternativeMusic.com